Hi everybody, welcome back to Country Girl with Kathy Jarvis. And today I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people don't realize. Now, you've heard me talk about the determinate and indeterminate tomatoes. You know, the determinate ones that grow to a certain height and then you harvest them and then they stop growing. Usually they don't need to be caged or staked or anything. And then there's the indeterminate ones, which get tall and continue to produce all season long. And sometimes even in the right conditions, they'll produce even continuously. But did you know that the potatoes are also determinate and indeterminate types? Most of the early potatoes, the ones that mature between 55 to 70 days, are determinate potatoes. And that means basically that they produce all the potatoes down by the roots on one level. Usually they recommend that you mound them up once just to make sure that they're deep enough. You plant these 4 inches deep, and which is about 10 centimeters. And then you hill them up once, and that's all it's needed. And these are usually the ones that are upright and don't flop over, and they don't get extra tall. Now the indeterminate ones are the mid to late ones, some mid ones, some late, and all late ones. And these produce potatoes all the way up the stem, up to about a foot above the surface of the soil. So these need to be hilled up and throughout the season if you want a good harvest. All potatoes can be healed. You can hill all of them up. It's just that the determinate ones really don't need it after the first time. But how do you know which ones are which? You usually don't unless you've grown that type of potato before, because for some reason the companies do not mark whether their potatoes are determinate or indeterminate, and they just mark early, late, or mid. And like I said, all the early ones are usually determinate. Mid can be a mixture of both, and late ones are usually always indeterminate ones. I'll add a list of the most popular ones in the video so you can check out which ones they are. Now the determinate ones, if you're using grow bags or buckets or those grow tars, the indeterminate ones are best for that, because there's not enough room in the area for the determinate ones to spread out the roots enough to make a bunch of potatoes. And you'll find that out as you open. I made that mistake the first year. I dug down, I go, I'm not getting any potatoes. And then at the very, very bottom, just in a row, there were my potatoes. So those were definitely determinate potatoes. Another bucket, potatoes all the way up to the top. That was an indeterminate type. So it helps to know which type you have. And so when you're harvesting your potato this year, take note of what brand, what name it was, what type it was, name, variety, and then determine whether you're getting potatoes all the way down or you just begin getting potatoes at the bottom of the roots. And make a note of that in your garden journal so that next year, if you want to plant them in buckets or something, you'll know which ones to plant. and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.